Hey there! Today, let's dive into something that can truly change the way you live: knowing yourself. Sounds simple, right? But most of us go through life without really understanding who we are deep down. And that, my friend, leads to a lot of needless struggles. Think about it. How many times have you felt stuck or frustrated because you tried to be someone you're not? Maybe you followed a path because others expected it, or you chased goals that didn't really resonate with your heart. When you don't know yourself, you end up wasting energy on things that don't actually make you happy. Knowing yourself means understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and what truly lights you up. It's not about fitting into someone else's mold or living by someone else's rules. It's about being honest with yourself, even if that's uncomfortable. Because once you do, you start making choices that align with who you really are. And that's when life starts to feel easier and more fulfilling. Avoiding needless struggles isn't about dodging challenges entirely. Challenges are part of growth. But many struggles come from fighting yourself, trying to force something that doesn't fit or denying parts of who you are. When you know yourself, you can spot those moments early and change course before wasting your energy. So, how do you start? Begin with simple questions. What do I enjoy? What drains me? What are my core beliefs? What fears hold me back? Spend time reflecting, journaling, or just sitting quietly with your thoughts. Over time, you'll build a clearer picture of who you are. And here's the best part: when you know yourself, you also build confidence. You become less dependent on others' approval because you're sure about your own path. You create boundaries that protect your peace. You find joy in your own company. And the needless struggles? They start to fade away because you're no longer battling against your own nature. And here's something important to remember: knowing yourself isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous journey. As you grow and experience new things, your understanding of who you are will evolve. That means being patient and kind to yourself through every twist and turn. There will be times when you feel lost or unsure. That's normal. Those moments are actually opportunities to dig deeper and learn more. You might notice patterns in your life repeating, things that frustrate or hold you back. Instead of ignoring them or blaming outside circumstances, try to see what they're telling you about yourself. Often, those patterns point to parts of you that need attention or healing. Embracing that honestly can be uncomfortable, but it's powerful because it frees you from repeating the same struggles over and over. Another thing to watch for is how much you listen to your inner voice. Are you quieting it because it doesn't fit with what others expect? Or are you tuning in regularly to hear what your heart really wants? The more you listen, the clearer your path becomes. And when you follow that inner guidance, even the hardest challenges feel manageable because you know they're part of your authentic journey. Sometimes, knowing yourself means making hard choices, saying no to things or people that drain you, or stepping out of comfort zones that don't serve your growth. It takes courage, but every step like that builds strength and peace inside. It also creates space for new opportunities and relationships that truly support who you are. So, take time to explore what makes you unique. What are the things that bring you joy, even if they seem small or different from what others do? What are the beliefs or habits that no longer serve you and might be worth letting go? By answering these questions honestly, you're already moving away from needless struggles and toward a life that feels right for you. This journey of self-discovery can feel lonely sometimes, but remember, you're not alone. Everyone is on their own path trying to figure things out. Sharing your experiences, listening to others, and being open to growth can create connections that remind you we're all in this together. And those connections often give us fresh perspectives that help us see ourselves more clearly. Keep in mind, too, that knowing yourself opens up creativity and confidence. When you're aligned with who you really are, decisions come easier, relationships improve, and your energy naturally flows toward things that matter most to you. You become less reactive to stress and more proactive about building the life you want. So, the next time you feel stuck or overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, am I acting from who I truly am, or am I caught in someone else's story? That question alone can start shifting your perspective and guiding you toward more ease and fulfillment. And it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Each moment of awareness, Each step toward understanding yourself better chips away at the struggles that don't need to be there. It creates space for joy, purpose, and peace to grow. And as you keep peeling back those layers, you might discover parts of yourself that surprise you, things you never noticed or understood before. Maybe hidden talents, passions you forgot, or even fears you didn't realize were holding you back. That's all part of the process. The more you accept those pieces, the more whole you become. It's also important to recognize that sometimes we wear masks to protect ourselves, masks shaped by past experiences, expectations, or fears. But those masks can keep us trapped in cycles of struggle because we're not showing up authentically. When you start removing those masks, even if just a little at a time, you invite freedom and real connection into your life. Remember, knowing yourself isn't just about thinking and analyzing, it's about feeling and experiencing. It's about tuning into your emotions and listening to what they're trying to tell you. Emotions are like messengers guiding you toward what's true for you. When you ignore them, you create inner conflict. When you honor them, you align with your deeper self. And this alignment doesn't mean life will be without problems, but it means you'll handle those problems with more clarity and resilience. You'll stop fighting against yourself and start working with yourself. That makes a huge difference in how challenges affect your peace of mind. Also, be aware of the company you keep. The people around you influence how you see yourself, and can either support or drain your energy. Surrounding yourself with those who accept you as you are can reinforce your journey of self-discovery and reduce unnecessary struggle. Sometimes, distancing from toxic influences is an essential step in truly knowing and honoring yourself. As you move forward, don't rush. Self-knowledge grows slowly but steadily, like a tree taking root. The more rooted you are, the more stable and confident you become, no matter what storms come your way. And here's a little secret. The more you know yourself, the easier it becomes to forgive yourself. You begin to see your mistakes not as failures but as lessons and stepping stones. That shift in perspective can lighten the weight you carry and open the door to greater self-compassion. With time, this ongoing process transforms how you relate to yourself and the world around you. It makes space for genuine happiness that isn't dependent on external validation but comes from a deep sense of inner peace and acceptance. So, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep feeling. The journey of knowing yourself is one of the most valuable adventures you'll ever take, and every step you take away from needless struggle brings you closer to living fully and freely. And as you grow more comfortable with yourself, you'll notice something else. Your intuition sharpens. That quiet inner voice that's often drowned out by noise or doubt starts to become clearer. It's like having a personal guide who's always looking out for your best interests. When you trust that voice, your decisions align more with what truly serves you, reducing confusion and unnecessary pain. At the same time, knowing yourself helps you set better boundaries. You begin to understand what you will and won't tolerate because you value your peace and well-being. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about protecting your energy and creating space for what nourishes your soul. When you have clear boundaries, you avoid a lot of conflict and exhaustion that come from overextending or people-pleasing. You might also find that your relationships deepen in unexpected ways. When you're authentic with yourself, you invite authenticity from others. That honesty creates trust and connection, turning casual acquaintances into meaningful bonds. And when struggles arise in relationships, they become opportunities for growth rather than sources of pain. It's also fascinating how knowing yourself influences your goals. Instead of chasing what looks impressive or popular, you start setting goals that resonate with your values and passions. This alignment fuels motivation and keeps you moving forward even when things get tough because you're working towards something that truly matters to you. Sometimes, this journey leads you to rediscover dreams you put aside or to create entirely new ones that better fit who you've become. And that's perfectly okay. Life is fluid, and so are you. Along the way, you might encounter doubts or moments of uncertainty. That's natural, because self-discovery isn't always comfortable. But those moments don't mean you're lost, they mean you're growing. Embrace the discomfort as part of the process, knowing it will pass and leave you stronger on the other side. In fact, the struggles you once thought were pointless often become your greatest teachers. They reveal hidden strengths, build resilience, and deepen your understanding of what you need to thrive. When you view challenges through this lens, they lose their power to drain you and instead become stepping stones. As you continue on this path, you'll also notice how your perspective on failure shifts. Instead of fearing it or seeing it as a reflection of your worth, failure becomes feedback, valuable information that helps you adjust and grow. When you know yourself, you understand that setbacks are part of the process, not the end of the road. This mindset takes away a lot of the struggle that comes from trying to be perfect or never make mistakes. You might also find that your patience grows, not just with others, but with yourself. Knowing yourself means recognizing that growth isn't linear, and that some days will feel easier than others. You learn to honor your pace and give yourself grace during the tougher moments. That gentleness reduces internal conflict and helps you stay steady even when external circumstances are chaotic. Another subtle but powerful change happens in how you handle criticism or rejection. When your sense of self is grounded, you're less likely to take negative feedback personally or let it derail your confidence. Instead, you can filter what's useful and let go of what doesn't serve you, maintaining your balance and focus. And it's not just about internal shifts. Knowing yourself also helps you make smarter choices in your daily life. From the people you spend time with to the projects you take on, the foods you eat to the habits you build, everything starts to reflect a deeper awareness of what truly supports your well-being. This alignment naturally reduces stress and unnecessary complications. You might even notice your creativity blossoms as you become more in tune with your authentic self. When you stop trying to fit into expectations or recreate what others are doing, you unlock fresh ideas and original ways of expressing yourself. That creative flow becomes a source of joy and fulfillment, replacing struggle with inspired action. At the same time, knowing yourself teaches you to embrace your imperfections, not as flaws to fix, but as unique parts of your story that make you real and relatable. This acceptance lightens the burden of self-judgment and opens the door to genuine self-love. And as this journey unfolds, you start living more intentionally. Every choice, big or small, becomes a chance to honor your truth. You begin to see your life as a canvas you're painting with purpose and meaning, rather than something happening to you out of control. So, even when life throws curveballs, you have a foundation inside that keeps you grounded. That inner strength reduces needless struggles because you're no longer battling uncertainty or trying to be someone you're not. Instead, you're moving forward with clarity and confidence, step by step, day by day. Alongside all of this, you'll likely find that your sense of gratitude deepens. When you know yourself, you become more aware of the small moments that truly matter, those everyday joys and simple blessings that often go unnoticed. This awareness shifts your focus away from what's missing or wrong and toward what's already good in your life. Gratitude acts like a shield against needless struggle, helping you stay grounded even during difficult times. You might also notice how your energy shifts. When you're aligned with your authentic self, you naturally attract situations and people that resonate with your vibe, making life flow more smoothly. Conversely, you become quicker to spot what drains you and learn to step away before those things pull you into unnecessary conflict or stress. Interestingly, this process can also spark curiosity about your own potential. As you understand your patterns and triggers, you can experiment with new ways of thinking, behaving, and relating that support your growth. This sense of exploration transforms life into an ongoing adventure rather than a repetitive grind, and that excitement itself helps lessen struggle. You might find yourself becoming more present too, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Knowing yourself means being fully in tune with your experience in the moment without judgment. This presence creates space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting out of old habits or fears, which often cause unnecessary complications. And the more present you are, the more you realize how much control you actually have over your reactions and choices. That realization is incredibly empowering because it shifts the focus from feeling like a victim of circumstance to being an active participant in your own life. At times, you may face moments of doubt or questioning your progress. That's natural. Self-discovery isn't a straight path but a winding one, full of unexpected turns. When those moments come, Remind yourself that uncertainty isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign you're moving through something important. Sometimes, simply sitting with that uncertainty, without rushing to fix it, can bring clarity. And in those pauses, you allow space for deeper understanding to emerge, often when you least expect it. This ongoing dance between knowing and not knowing, between striving and surrendering, is part of what makes the journey rich and meaningful. It's in embracing both sides that you learn to navigate life with more ease and grace, leaving behind needless struggles. And as you grow in this way, you might find a quieter, steadier sense of peace settling inside you, a peace that doesn't depend on external conditions but comes from the deep knowing that you are enough, just as you are. So, if you're ready to start easing those needless struggles and living a life that truly fits who you are, take a moment each day to check in with yourself. The journey of knowing yourself is ongoing, but every step brings you closer to greater peace, confidence, and fulfillment. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more content that helps you grow and thrive. Thanks for watching, and remember, your best life starts with knowing yourself. See you next time.